Welcome to the Film Roll Podcast.
No.
Talking about...
It is not that.
Oh, wait, you're right. Over the Idiosyncratic Podcast. Oh.
It's pretty good. Hey.
That's good.
But
you should start doing it like that all the time.
No, we're not.
Trademark.
Lawyer podcast.
Alex, what show is this?
This is the Idiosyncratic Podcast, where what we're talking about today is what we're talking about today. And it's also all that matters.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you're right. You are totally right.
So that's how
about
you
that.
host, bro.
No, I like mine better.
Okay.
It should be called the Little People's Podcast.
As you can probably already tell, this little tiny person behind me is the host, also known as
I'm really this small, actually, though.
Aaron Homez. He'll be our guest today from the
Film Roll Podcast.
Film Roll Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Which is, if you haven't checked it out, go check that out. It's pretty sweet. If you like the movie films, they talk about all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have been on it before.
Yeah, Justyn is actually
Justin's
a person on it. A
regular.
A regular. That's the thank you.
person.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
He's a regular.
Sorry, El Regular.
We are all Mexican here. Thank you for doing that.
That's
yes.
also what size he wears.
Condoms?
Yeah. Okay.
I wear thimbles.
Yeah. So I'm your host, Little Alex, and that's your boy
I'm
Justyn,
little.
as always.
And yeah, if you're watching the video for this,
If you ever watch any video for this podcast,
you
this
can
is
see
the
how
one.
tiny he looks on camera, and that's because just in case you didn't know, we film
Because
with
he is tiny.
we film with a wide angle lens, and that's sometimes me and Alex look a little spread out
That's
every
why
now
we
and then.
fit. Look
Yeah,
how
see,
big my feet
we
are.
look a little spread out every now and then, but I didn't take into account how the point of view would look when it comes to somebody sitting.
Alex actually asked
Between
me,
the foreground.
Alex asked me, can you get any far back? And I'm like, yeah, sure, against this wall.
Look at you! You look like a mini person.
Like I have big feet and tiny hands.
Look at that.
Big guy in a little coat.
You're a little guy against a big wall.
Yep.
Look, we look like giants next to you. Norse mythology.
Ooh.
Confirmed.
We're the giants. He's Thor. Let's beat his ass for killing our brother.
No, but I'm
Wait,
the thunder god.
Oh, we're giants. No, I don't want to be a giant. They suck.
They do? Are they ugly?
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Probably.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about today, my man?
All right. So what we're talking about? We'll be talking about water titties, eat shit cable companies,
Eat shit.
and fireproofing.
Uh-oh.
So you guys can try to guess what those are going to mean. Justyn, do you want to guess what mine means?
I'm going to say titties is a play on udders. It's about water cows swimming around.
Oh, shit.
They should
squirting
make
milk
those.
everywhere.
They do make those. They're called
No,
wildebeest.
water.
Water buffaloes.
That hydrate you. Do water buffaloes give water?
No.
When you milk them?
Yeah, their
Water
udders
them?
are
When you water them?
They just
They're filled with Fiji water.
they just suck it up. That's
Oh.
where Fiji water comes from.
Is it too late to change my interest?
The more you know.
Okay.
So yeah, water buffalo. I think that's what it is.
I think that yours is about cutting the cable.
I think so too.
It's close.
Agreed.
It's very close.
Eat shit, cable companies.
Eat shit. Also, I hate cable companies.
And don't eat money. Because I
Yeah.
ain't giving it to you.
Stop eating my money, cable companies.
And fuck you, FCC.
Damn right.
And
Man.
fireproofing.
Have y'all called your congressman?
All the damn time. He won't respond to me anymore. John Cornyn, if you're listening and watching, respond to my email, you shitbag.
I called him a nice guy once.
Once.
Mm.
Never again.
And yours is about fireproofing.
Fireproofing.
Which,
Very important.
Which is
It's a PSA.
it's about fireproofing.
It's about fireproofing. But
Literally?
And
That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening, guys.
But in my instance of fireproofing, it did not work out in their favor.
Dot, dot, dot.
By the way, Aaron is a major conspiracy theorist, so
My gosh!
get ready
yes.
for this. We finally have a conspiracy dipshit on the show.
right.
I am so excited
Get
about
your
it.
tinfoil caps ready.
I should have brought mine. I always keep it in the closet just in case.
Just in case
Just in case.
just in case Hillary starts listening again.
More like Killary. Am I
Oh,
right?
God, I love this. All right, so
the only Hillary I don't know.
Hillary Swank?
Never mind.
Hillary
Keep going.
Duff.
Keep going.
the swank.
Swanky. Oh yeah, I'm the
Aren't you
host.
the host
I gotta
in this
like.
thing?
I gotta keep this.
Want me to get in there?
I gotta keep this running.
Nope. Shut him down. Shut him off. Turn him off.
No, not that.
He's
Okay.
dead.
I'm just a little robot.
Oh yeah.
A little robot.
On our audio only version, we get into some newsy bits and some other recaps and stuff like that. So if you want to check that out, go listen to us.
Yeah, the audio
with just our voices.
The audio version is definitely the version to listen to, but the video version is the version to watch. Am I right, boys?
And listen to, but not as.
You get a thumbs up from IDIOTSYNCRATIC on that.
You get a two thumbs up from the Film
Look
Roll
at those
podcast.
little thumbs.
Yay!
Those tiny little thumbs.
Look at his little baby
I wish we could
thumbs.
play Thumb Wars, but you're so much bigger than me, Justin.
You ready? Bring it over. Look, he looks like a little. It's like a little thumbtack.
Bring it.
Oh, dude, you're effed.
It's like God touching out to reach out to man.
I think you lose. Oh, dude,
It's
that's
like
sick.
it's like Piccolo and Goten fusing.
Oh my god! Do it, Justin.
Fusion.
Y'all are.
We're gonna be fat. Oh no.
This is never gonna get old.
Okay, so today Justin's gonna go first with his interest, which is eat shit people companies.
All right, and it's it sounds like a rant, but it's not. It's very uplifting.
What is a rant?
We have a lot of hopeful things on this podcast. I'm going to fill your hope holes today,
I got a big old hope hole.
and I'm about to jump all up inside it and fill you up and make you happy.
Challenge accepted.
I got some towels in the back. I'll get them for you in a second. But
Towels?
here we go. Here we go.
Trust me, we'll need them.
My interest of today is Netflix. Netflix. So, Netflix has given me something I've always wanted for consumption. A central hub. Yeah, for cum sucking. A central hub where each show / film is as good or better than the last. But how in the hell do they do it to nearly every person I know as well? Let's dive right in.
I'm gonna be really mad if you still haven't finished Stranger Things.
Oh, I
season
did.
2.
I finished it.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished it yesterday, and that's why I went into this, because I finished that, and I just started looking at all the other stuff that they have to offer, and I was like, I have heard nothing but great things about all these,
Yeah.
and it's given me. I have a backlog list now of stuff that I need to get into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great feeling. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, well, I will never run out of stuff to watch except for your movies. I'll never watch them.
Actually, give me my movies while I'm here.
Damn it, I should have. They're gone. I threw them away.
They're at Movie Trading Company.
I'm actually gonna start a list. I've been meaning to do it, but with the actual notebook, because I feel like go back to the old medium.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna write out shit that I'm like keep saying like, oh, I'm gonna come back to this later to watch.
Yeah.
Because I always forget. I never remember.
I'm so glad I found this article too. After I finished, Stranger Things, and after I went on my binge for new shows to watch, this brilliant piece from The Atlantic came out, and it. So what they basically do is they reverse engineer Netflix's how they create their genres, which I think they call them like mini genres or multi genres or something on here. But
the multi-genre.
they reverse engineer them to figure out how exactly Netflix is so good at creating their content and recommending content to you. So it says, if you use Netflix, you've probably wondered about the specific genres that it suggests to you. Some of them seem just so specific that it's absurd. Emotional fight the system documentaries, period pieces about royalty based on real life, foreign satanic stories from the 80s. These are actual like subgenres basically that Netflix has created. If Netflix can show such tiny slices of cinema to any given user, and they have 40 million users, how vast did their set of personalized genres need to be to describe the entire Hollywood universe? Pretty vast. This idle wonder turned into a rabid fascination when I realized that I could capture each and every micro-genre, that's what they're called, that Netflix's algorithm has created. Through a combination of elbow grease and spam-level repetition, we discovered that Netflix possesses not several hundred genres or even several thousand, but 76,897 unique ways to describe types of movies. They have 76,000 genres. And Isn't that insane?
That is insane, but I mean,
So they should.
When you really think about it, all the data that they have, they have categories and subcategories of things. So I mean, it's not that crazy to think that they have all this.
But
things. But
if you've never thought about it before, if you've ever just wondered how are they so good at recommending, how are they so good at creating this? It's because of this.
Yeah.
They have 76,000 genres.
It's not crazy to think about, but it is that they're actually doing it. You know?
yeah.
Because, I mean, we can obviously break down ourselves and be like, okay, not everything is an action movie or a horror movie, but most things can kind of fit into like horror or comedy.
We really started doing it with music too, like math, metal, grindcore,
That shit's
Spotify
annoying,
does.
though.
Like,
Folklore.
Spotify just like breaks it down into so many different subcategories.
Spotify
and-
is the Netflix of music.
Yeah.
So
That
yeah.
shit's annoying though, because you get idiots that are like, want to argue with people about what's what.
Yeah, I agree, but I do understand and appreciate the idea that things can be broken down to such minute details, and then based on that, those can be recommended to different types of people who will actually enjoy them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So there are
Netflix is post-hard woke.
Yes, sir.
I wanted. It was interesting you bring this up too, because I actually got a survey from Netflix the other day, and I went through the whole thing of it, and I think they're probably going to bring live TV here soon, because they had a question in there. Would you be more likely to recommend Netflix to your friends and family if they offered local television?
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, they're going to be late to the game, but it's going to make themselves relevant again. And then like they also went into like a deep dive into The Punisher, which I haven't watched yet, but like they started asking me questions and like, do you like this character? Do you like this character more? Would you like to see this character more often? Something like that. So like they're probably thinking about like, what can we do to make the show better for the next season? So.
Yeah, and Punisher itself is an anomaly for them, because they've taken a side character from a show, and they already had their entire universe planned out.
They did the same thing with Luke Cage too.
Well, they already had it planned out though, because he's part of the Defenders. So, but the Punisher,
Revengers.
He was never part of the Defenders. He's got his own specific sector, or whatever. But he was so popular that they were like, oh shit,
right?
Let's make a series about him then.
We got to.
Yeah, and that's an anomaly in and of itself. I'm wondering if that questionnaire came out specifically about that to see if this type of thing works. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and he stole the show for Daredevil season 2, in my opinion. But they have, and these are just some of the micro genres they have: emotional, independent sports movies, spy action and adventure from the 1930s.
That's highly specific.
That is very specific.
Cult evil kid horror movies. Children of the Corn.
Damn.
Cult sports movies. The Faculty.
Bend it like Beckham. No, sports?
Bend it
like Beckham. It's a cult movie, okay? Basketball.
Oh.
Ladybugs.
The Faculty.
That'd be a fun thing for the Film Roll podcast. We list off those things and you try and tell me a movie.
Try to tell
a movie from that.
Here's another one. Sentimental, set in Europe dramas from the 1970s.
Atonement.
The Faculty. Visually striking foreign nostalgic dramas. I almost said dramas. Dramas. Japanese sports movies.
Kung Fu Fury.
Where's my racist button?
They give me a lot of Japanese stuff.
Gritty Discovery Channel reality TV.
I like Grifty better.
Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, Shifty. Romantic Chinese crime movies.
Old Boy.
Crying or crime?
Crime.
Old Boy.
Like the March of Crimes.
Romantic crime movies.
March of Crimes.
Mind-bending
From China.
ISIS crimes?
Mind-bending cult horror movies from the 1980s.
Halloween.
Don't a little psychological.
It's all of them.
Okay, yeah. Dark, suspenseful sci-fi horror movies. The Thing.
Yeah.
I say that, yeah.
The original.
The
not
video-
the remake.
no, the video
Fuck
game.
you. The video game? Yes.
No, The Thing from Addams Family.
When your one guy would start shaking and you have to give him a med pack so he'll calm down.
There was a game about this?
Yeah,
I didn't
The
know
Thing.
that.
It was the best game. What was it on? PlayStation?
It was scary as shit too. Yeah, PlayStation 1.
On the
I
original?
think.
1 or 2. I want to say
might
it was
have
on
been
2.
It might have been 2.
Because I remember playing it late at night.
Gritty, suspenseful revenge westerns. Django.
Oh,
Is
snap.
this
Pretty good one.
is this like the list of like they brought out like you could put these codes into your Netflix search bar and you can just see all the movies that are in that. I think that's what this is.
That
from.
might be. I don't think I saw that anywhere in this
article.
This article, but
I count
maybe
6 bullets. I count 2 guns.
Violent, suspenseful action and adventure from the 1980s. Superman Returns. I'm just kidding. Time travel movies starring William Hartnell. It's gotten down to specific actors too, right? Romantic Indian crime dramas.
Like Bollywood Indian?
I hope so.
Exactly.
Or like American Spirits.
I was thinking The Raid, but they're not Indian. They're Filipinos, are they? What are they?
I have no idea.
Bangladeshians.
Racist.
Yeah, I need my racist button. I'm sorry. Evil Kid horror movies. Did I do that one already? Was that one on? No, that was Cult Evil Kid horror movies. This is Evil Kid horror movies.
Did you see the movie Little Evil? Mm-mm. It was great. It was like it was basically like
Big Trouble in Little Evil.
It sounds shitty.
It was basically like The Omen, but like comedy wise, and like he marries this woman, and like the baby is obviously the devil incarnate. Right? Yeah, it's gonna be Damien.
Yeah,
but like it's hilarious because like he like doesn't want to be evil.
Yeah,
so like, but he's born to be evil.
So he's just trying not to be evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Check it out.
Visually striking, goofy action and adventure. So that would be anything Jackie Chan, maybe.
Racist.
Yeah, only Jackie Chan.
But it's goofy. You know, he's goofy. Where's my racist button again? I'm sorry, people.
Oh, no.
British, set in Europe, sci-fi and fantasy from the 1960s. I don't watch movies from the 1960s.
Adonde?
Dark, suspenseful gangster dramas.
I think we get the picture.
No, I'm not done. Which would be True Detective. And then the last one, critically acclaimed emotional underdog movies.
Are you sure you don't have 30 more?
Oh yeah, I just need to scroll down. I have 47 more. So yeah, those are just a few, just to show you how ridiculously in depth they get with these micro genres. So continuing the article, it says they capture dozens of different movie attributes. They even rate the moral status of characters. When these tags are combined with millions of users' viewing habits, they become Netflix's competitive advantage. The company's main goal as a business is to gain and retain subscribers, and the genres that it displays to people are a key part of that strategy. Members connect with these genre rows so well that we measure an increase in member retention by placing the most tailored rows higher on the page instead of lower, the company revealed in a 2012 blog post, that just makes sense.
It's common sense, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You just put it up higher. But this is the thing. It's that a lot of these other companies aren't doing stuff like that. They're just taking the common sense aspects and just putting those front and center, you know?
Yeah, here's the thing the reason I love Netflix, even with their all original content, is that, so me and Natalie were talking about how with movies, Natalie and I.
Natalie, who
my wife.
They know who it is.
My wife.
I mean, his wife.
No, it's not. So, I'm sorry to all the Film Roll podcast listeners, but I'm starting to feel like movies might not be the best medium, you know? And I feel like...
Get out.
No, this is our podcast.
Oh.
So
you get out.
I'm starting to really like series more.
I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm. But I wish that they were as big as movies. So I was thinking, like, if you could have a series where every episode was a movie, but it didn't have to be like all encompassed as in a movie. So
you're saying they should Game of Thrones everything?
I think Game of Thrones is
it's
the
so
perfect
freaking
indicator
expensive
of that.
to make, and
exactly.
it takes as long as a movie to make.
Yeah, give the people what they want. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that, and I mean, just look at how the culture has accepted Game of Thrones. It's the biggest show of all time.
And the reason people are flocking to Netflix is because of this customability, because the powers that be, the people who put the money into things, they always they look for what the masses are into, because that's where the most money is. And because people like us who love movies are going to pay the money to watch the movies anyways.
Yeah.
So they don't target their data to us. They target it to the mouth breathers who are, they may or may not sway to go see that movie.
Knuckle dragging dolts. Yeah.
Yeah, but Netflix is like, hey, let's just give the people what they want. You know?
Yeah, it's genius, and
they need to keep themselves relevant too, because they're starting to go down as far as the streaming is concerned too.
Yeah,
we're finding ourselves watching more Hulu than anything these days.
But I feel the reason for that, and this is the worst thing about it, is that the industry is starting to move back toward a channel aspect. So then these individual networks are starting to pull their content from Netflix and Hulu and whatnot, and they're starting to create their own streaming service, which completely negates the entire premise of having streaming services to begin with. That's the shitty thing about this. These companies are trying to cash in on this amazing idea that people love and people have been used to, and try to create their own for just because they're idiots, they're stupid, and they're greedy. And it's just
it makes me want to boycott their content.
I agree. Whenever I think it was NBC that announced they were about to start pulling their stuff and create their own service, and it's like, okay, see you later, NBC content. I won't be watching you.
That's what the NBC All Access, or is it NBC All Access or is it CBS All Access?
One of those, yeah.
But like there's a show in there that I want to watch, but I'm not going to pay an extra $8 just to watch that one show. They have other shows on there. So what I'm going to do is once that season of that show is done, I'm just going to get the 30-day free trial and just binge watch the show, and then I'll be like, okay, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, or borrow the disc set from Justyn.
He's not going to buy Star Trek Discovery.
You're right.
You don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not going to watch their content. I don't feel I'm not going to pay extra money for it. Just to watch. What did NBC have? NBC had The Office and Parks and Rec. As much as I love those series, I will not pay NBC monthly just to rewatch those series.
Right.
I'll just go out and I'll just buy the DVDs if I need to. If that's really what I need, or I just won't watch them.
See, I'll just borrow them from Justyn.
Yeah, I'm not the best about movies, but I'm great about TV shows. I have a lot of TV shows.
So you're saying if I gave you some of my DVD sets, you would watch those?
I'd probably watch the shit out of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I call them Justyn.
How do you feel about
Justyn
Heroes?
Buster.
Like Heroes?
I did like Heroes. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in a long time though, but I probably need to go watch it. But
still on Netflix, so you can just watch it.
Justyn's like the library. I come over here to borrow books.
Like the library.
You gonna borrow my movies
and
too?
disc sets.
And that pretty much wraps up the article, just showing kind of how they utilize the data, the data, the logistics, the statistics to hone in on the right micro genres for the right people. And because of that, I strongly believe that they are also incredibly effective at hiring the right talent to utilize this data to create some of the most mesmerizing works of art that I've ever had the pleasure of coming across.
Yeah, they're getting out of their own way is what they're doing. They're letting the people who know what's what.
Yeah, they're picking the right people. They're giving them the data, picking the right people, and say run with it. And
yeah, do what you do, baby.
As sad as it is to mention, House of Cards, one of my favorite shows of all time, arguably one of the greatest Netflix shows to ever
put them on the map.
Ever come out of it. Yeah, it absolutely did, and it spawned the whole idea of
original
binging.
content,
that and binging.
Boys.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And what we were talking about earlier, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Ozark. Have you guys seen Ozark yet?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's brilliant. Gerald's Game, the article I wrote. Mindhunter.
Geraldo.
Oh my gosh. If that doesn't get any nominations, it's gonna be ridiculous.
It's insane. Daredevil, of course. And, Jessica Jones.
And also just like other streaming services like Hulu, if a show's in trouble, they will buy it so that they can keep it going.
Black Mirror.
Yeah,
that's on here. Also, season 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, season 3 had San Junipero, which is
a Oscar-winning or an Emmy-winning show.
One of the greatest episodes of TV in general that I've ever seen. So uplifting.
They even have original animes, which are all good.
With Jaden Smith.
I haven't seen all of them, but they're all good.
And they also have shows with companies in different countries, like Narcos.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It just made in partnership, and Narcos is basically 99% Spanish too. And there are Americans here that I know that are watching them that don't speak any Spanish at all.
And also, don't forget they with the new season of Stranger Things, they introduced their own Stranger Things after show. too.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they have an after show now?
Yeah.
They're just moving into all these other
You get to like know the characters.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
that's
actually
great.
bring them in, like how they did on Talking Dead and everything. And
After the Thrones.
After the Thrones, things like that. So they did that with that. And you can actually set it up in somehow on the, what I have to actually have to go to Netflix.com and everything, set it up. You can have it set up to whenever you watch an episode of Stranger Things, the episode that corresponds with that, the after show will play after that.
That's insane. That's great.
I don't recommend that though. Because
of the binge culture?
I think they have like some spoilers from the very get-go.
Oh, I think he said from the corresponding episode. So like
but in episode 1, there's I think you have to watch like just for specifically season 2. I think there's which I think that's all they have, but I don't think it goes like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, I think just the capability to do something.
Because they talk about overall like the whole thing on the very first episode. You know?
I think the capability to do something like that is
it's cool,
mesmerizing. Yeah, that's awesome.
Watch out for spoilers, peeps.
Of course, Master of None. Mm-hmm. Unanimously hailed as a great
series. It won it for writing, which is great.
Girl Boss.
With my boy, that's Aziz. I'm sorry,
and they canceled it.
They canceled Girl Boss, but that was great. Even though Netflix has this weird thing where a lot of their originals are really bouncy and giddy and stuff, and I'm not a big fan. I hate Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I hate that show.
It's the best show.
People love it. Yeah, and it's cool. You know, it's a little too
so funny.
Bouncy for me, but that's kind of how Girl Boss is. Yeah, bouncy. And
I couldn't get into Girl Boss.
Never forget the show that swept the nation, Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It turned everybody into a fucking lawyer.
Armchair lawyers. Yeah.
We had some idiots.
We did. So
Shannon, who loves shows like that, refused to watch it because everybody else was watching it.
But there's a reason everybody else is watching it. It's great.
Who's Shannon?
Right.
My wife. Oh.
My fiance. It doesn't work that way. Cats.
This is what you sound like.
It's me, your Bo Rat.
Your cat's giving me like the death look from across the room.
Oh yeah, he hates you. Oh, actually, this will be the first time I've ever used this soundbite. That's him. That's how much he hates you.
Yeah.
First time I've ever used that. So
did you record that?
I did. Yeah, I put him up to the mic and squeezed his cute little Billy.
You hurt him.
No, I didn't hurt him. That's just the sound he makes. He makes that sound all the time.
It looked more sexual than painful.
He was like, oh yeah.
He was like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh meow.
So I know there are a lot of shows on here that I'm missing that are fantastic. Netflix has also put out some pretty shitty shows. Iron Fist. I hated 13 Reasons Why, but a lot of people loved it.
Oh yeah.
But the point is, they are so good at making so many different shows in so many different genres that are actually really good that they just excite me to no end. So just rounding my interest off, I'm genuinely excited when I hear of a new Netflix property and adore the fact that we live in a generation of easily accessible media from a single source. Even though the landscape is moving back toward a state of fragmentation in channels, I still trust that I'll always have Netflix to turn to, no matter what.
All right.
They just raised their prices too.
They did.
Yeah, which
that's what I'm
okay. And they stated the reason for doing that is because they're creating so much new content. Personally,
they need your money.
Personally,
I'm okay with it.
I would be okay paying them $30 a month for their service.
That's way too
I
much.
would pay way more for cable that has less things that I like. Even though Netflix has less properties than TV does, I like more of their properties than I like of traditional TV.
I've told you about my setup before, right? Or have I
DirecTV Now?
My DirecTV Now, because I have access to all of the other streaming services, like the on-demand services that they have. So I can log on to like Fox Now, FX Now, things like that. So if I want to, I can go back and I can watch it there too. So that's pretty good. I mean, I have multitudes of streaming services that I can watch.
How much is it again?
It's $40 a month. I get 60 channels plus HBO. So I have access to HBO Go
that's not bad.
with that.
Is Fox Sports 1 on there?
Yes.
Did he just convince you?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll show you after the show. It's pretty good.
So,
nice.
Yeah, man. I missed the day where it was basically just Netflix, and then Hulu was coming on the scene. It was like, oh, cool, another streaming service that I could kind of get into. But again, this fragmentation and this whole new channels thing. Eat shit, cable companies. Stop being greedy and stop pulling your shit from a single source that everybody uses.
I also just want to comment on how when Netflix first came out, I thought it was the stupidest idea ever.
Did you really?
You're gonna mail me fucking DVDs.
People still do that too. You know?
Oh
that?
yeah, they still have that around.
It's I think it's still actually like 25% of their market still does mailable DVDs because they have new release DVDs still there. Still
That's
on
true.
there.
Yeah, and if you look up or if you're on your computer and you're looking up certain movies or shows or whatever, it'll tell you that it's not available for stream, but it's available on DVD.
Yeah.
They're newer and
Oh, that's weird.
I remember.
I still see people at Red Boxes when I drive by. And
yeah.
What are they
I
doing?
remember I had the two disc plan. So whenever I was binging, back in the day, I was binging How I Met Your Mother. I had it worked out to where I could send him a DVD and I would get the next one the next day. It was great. And if I missed a day or if I mailed it, the whole thing was just messed up.
Collapsed.
It took me like a month to get back on the cycle.
Yeah, man. I'm so thankful for Netflix just existing in general because again, it has changed the landscape as we know it, and it has made us so spoiled. And it's about time we get spoiled with stuff like
life?
this.
I tell my dad, it's like, Dad, because I was the one who told him about it. It's like, Dad, we need to get this Netflix thing.
Netflix thing.
Yeah, and he was like, what is it? It's like, you get DVDs in the mail and you can watch them as long as you want. You can hold them as long as you want. And it was like the stupidest idea. So we got it and we started, he's like, this is great. Let's do this. And what we did with that, because we had a 3 DVD one at one point. So like I had my own movie. I had my own movie. Dad had his own movie. And Mom had her own movie. And we had it just going.
There you go.
We had it going. But like I told him.
We didn't see each other for 3 years.
I told him, like, Dad, why didn't we buy Netflix stock at the very beginning?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know? Do you know how much it was? What they opened with? What they're opening OPI or whatever it was.
10 stocks for 3 cents.
It was like $16.
Really?
Yeah.
Per share.
It's like buying Apple stock.
Yeah,
you know?
Buying Apple stock
in the 90s when it was really failing.
Yeah, I bought Pear stock.
Pears.
So there's my interest of the week. Netflix, thank you for all that you do. Honestly, keep upcharging me if you want to. I'm
not going to pay $30 though.
I'll do it as long as you keep putting out quality content like that over and over again. I will pay you almost as much money as you want me to. I am your slave, Netflix. You have roped me in, and I will not be let go anytime soon.
And just so you know, idiots, this is a unsponsored plug by Justyn. We have not received any monies from the Netflix.
Let me go ahead.
Should I talk about MoviePass?
I have. No, I have the Netflix jingle on here. They actually paid me to use it. I can't find it, but yeah. This is unsponsored.
Netflix, watch what you want to watch. Yeah.
Boom. That's it. That's a jingle, right?
And that brings me into my interest. No, it doesn't at all, but that's okay.
Perfect segue.
So it's funny you mentioned Netflix because I want to talk about water buffaloes.
What?
Actually, before I get into my interest, I need to go ahead and introduce the birth of a new soundbite. Because it's going to be important.
We just made it right before we started the episode.
Yeah, so happy birthday.
Possible bro science.
Possible bro science is going to be my disclaimer that'll probably get thrown around a lot.
So why don't you tell us what that is?
Okay, so basically, if you don't know what bro science is, if you ever heard a dude bro telling you something that may or may not be true that sounds like science, it's bro science.
Like mansplaining?
No, it's different. That's
actually, I think it's kind of like
it can
mansplaining. Mansplaining science.
Mansplaining can be bro science, but bro science isn't technically
bro-splaining.
Okay, so for instance, I'm just gonna think of one. Okay, so it's like you'll just hear a guy like talking, and you'll be like, "You should never eat mayonnaise after you bench press because it lowers your testosterone."
Oh God,
like stuff like
that, and I hate
maybe if it's been out in the sun for a while, yeah, but.
Well, yeah, it's common sense.
Yeah, because vitamin D gets absorbed into the mayonnaise, and then when you eat the mayonnaise after bench pressing, it raises your testosterone.
Bro, careful.
Bro science.
Also, mayonnaise never goes bad, too. So.
Bro, careful. It'll suck out all the creatine from your dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Possible bro science.
So
all right.
Now you guys know how that works.
You guys understand what bro science is now? We just learned something new today.
So does that go along with your interest for today?
Yeah, Justyn actually guessed it.
Water buffaloes?
It's about sucking creatine out of your dick.
And
titties.
Yay! Finally. Give me a high five, Tiny Aaron.
All right, so yeah, my interest for today is about creatine because
creatine shits.
Creatine shit.
Stuff like that.
Always sunny.
Stuff like that.
That's a real thing.
It is.
Is it though?
Is it? I don't know. I've never taken creatine before.
We'll get into that.
Bro science me.
Yeah. Okay. So
bro science the shit out of me.
It also goes in. Oh shit.
Possible bro science.
He had one.
Your computer's so much bigger than me though, so I can't really do it.
He's right. Look at that.
You have to step on it. You have to step on the button.
I'm Matt Damon from Downsizing.
Okay, so at the gym in the sauna the other day, I heard some people bro sciencing about creatine, and like I've been experiencing this for a very long time because I used to take it like even when I was in high school. And you hear like all kinds of weird stuff. Like people hate on it a lot, and it's weird because it's like the most studied supplement. Like there's the most peer-reviewed articles of science on it, you know. But there's still all these keyboard warriors who want to hate on it even in 2017. So it's kind of crazy. I'm just curious, like as you guys who don't really know too much about it, what are some stuff that you've heard? I'm just curious.
About creatine?
Yeah. Like
I used to take it when I would lift.
And did you hear anything about it though? Like was it
never anything bad? No,
like,
my Greg, my buddy Greg. You actually met Greg at the baby shower. He's a personal trainer, and so he gave me my regimen and whatnot. And he also, to get me started, gave me this giant ass thing of creatine. You always see creatine in those giant things. There's never like a little thing of them. It's only the ones that people make, but they always come in these huge things.
Yeah.
But yeah, he specifically gave me creatine. He said take it before and then like hydrate after or whatever, but it's supposed to be good for the tears in your muscles or whatever. And he's a personal trainer. He went to school for this. He has a degree in it, and he recommended it to me. So I'm going to trust him on that because I don't know shit about working out or creatine or protein. None of that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. Well,
so never anything bad on my end that I've heard.
Well, I've heard a lot of stuff over the years, varying from it'll give you water titties.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
So, like, it would give you boobies?
You know, like if it makes you gain so much water weight that it'll make your pecs not hard anymore. They'll look like balloonies.
Have you heard of anything like that?
I only heard of it's like it makes your dick smaller.
There you go.
That's possible.
Possible bro science.
There you go.
I love this soundbite.
I've heard it's bad for your kidneys. And then just that it doesn't work in general. There's all kinds of,
it's a myth.
There's all kinds of naysayers.
Like the female orgasm.
Never found it.
But, I mean, it drives me crazy. They've been studying it since 1832, by the way.
This has been around since 1832?
Well, it's a natural substance, right?
It actually exists naturally in your body. Your body makes it even.
Oh.
Yeah, so what is creatine? Creatine is a nitrogenous,
I'm going to go
organic,
nitrogenous on that, yeah.
organic acid derived from the amino acids glycine, arginine, and methionine. And what amino acids are, if you don't have a degree in microbiology, amino acids are just the building blocks of protein. When broken down into their amino acid forms, they have a very, very wide range of uses in your body.
Possible bro science.
Sounds sciencey. I'll agree.
Gymine, thymine, nitrazine.
Yep, you got it.
Building blocks of America.
Yep.
Of America.
And there's actually it's in your skeletal muscles mostly. There's a little bit in your heart, brain, and testes, but like barely any. Yeah, but it's in red meat. It's in eggs. It's a natural thing. It's not steroids. Oh, that's another thing.
Is that another?
That's another thing that I used to get sometimes. When you're trying to work out and stuff, you're doing your swole and stuff. And people are like, "Oh, what are you drinking there?" Like, "Oh, creatine." I'm like, "What's that? Steroids?"
Why is that the first thing?
It's not even bro science. It's idiot science.
Why is that the first thing they go to? Like, hey,
is that steroids?
Hey, this is my first time ever meeting you. What are you taking? Illegal drugs, you junkie?
What are you, Barry Bonds?
How presumptive. How presumptive of you to think I'm taking steroids. You dick ass.
How presumptive. But yeah, so what creatine does basically is it increases ATP in your muscle cell. which is the molecule that is energy. It's basically like an energy molecule. It's like an electron for your buffness. And like it does actually draw a little bit of water, which is like where all the water weight stuff comes in. But it just, temporarily makes your muscles fuller. There's all these studies that'll tell you about the numbers of the increases, and you can, if you're interested, you can check those out independently because, I always say do your research because all the studies will be, some of them might be shitty, some of them might be good, but there's thousands upon thousands. It's literally the most researched supplement of all time. And it's like across the board that they increase lean body mass, that they being creatine. Oh, I should also say that creatine monohydrate is the specific form that is mostly has been researched. Because now there's a lot of other forms, but it's pretty much like seems like marketing ploys. It doesn't mean they don't work. It's just that they don't have all the science backing them, like creatine monohydrate specifically does. Let's see. Oh yeah, so increase lean body mass, boost strength, can help with endurance, all those good things. So what does it do? What does it do? I just said.
Also, where are those water titties at?
The water titties, they don't exist.
It's a lie.
So it's just idiots.
Idiots being idiots.
So wait, it doesn't give you water titties?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
So
then how did that lag get started then?
I've been using it for a long time. Just because
you said it naturally draws water, water, right?
It draws water into your muscles.
I bet you it's just stupid, dumb, lazy ass idiots who they started taking creatine and they were working out, but then they got lazy on working out. But they got
real titties.
Yeah, but and they were like, you know what? I'll just take the creatine. It should naturally help me lose weight. And they just kept taking creatine without working. I bet you that's what happened. So they started getting flabby. The creatine naturally draws the water. Boom, man boobies.
Yes, that brings up another good thing that I hear a lot is that creatine causes stomach discomfort. And it's basically what you just said.
Upset tummy.
If you're an idiot and you don't drink it or you don't take it as directed, it can hurt your stomach. If you take too much of it with not enough water, because like we just said, it does draw some water in, then you could have some indigestion in your bellies.
Some Tums.
I think I was doing it wrong then. Crush those Tums up and snort them.
You were snorting your creatine?
Straight up in there.
I'm not a doctor, but when you're loading creatine, you should just pour the powder in your mouth.
No, you put it up your butt.
Oh, like a rocket.
I've heard that too.
Possible bro science.
All right, you guys are learning something here. You guys are learning the right way to take your creatine. You gotta crush it up and snort it.
Yep. And let's see what else. It's okay for women to take.
If you want bigger water boobies, take creatine and don't work out.
Draw some water into your water
boobies. And you don't have the money. Creatine.
Get you a big old jug of creatine.
Yep. So the literature shows that you should have 4 ounces of water for every 3 grams of creatine. Mm-hmm. That's creatine monohydrate. So if you're getting tummy owies, it's because you're probably putting like 2 ounces of water and a little sprinkle. A lot of it of the creatine monohydrate.
A whole cup in this bottle, right?
That's disgusting. Yeah. That's what is that like? That's like mud sludge, basically.
Yeah, mud sludge.
Cup in this bottle.
Ew.
No, it'd be like grainy.
Ew. Okay, is that a good indicator for creatine? If it's grainy, you don't have enough water.
Or do you want it to be grainy?
I think it depends. It depends. It depends on the type of it. Creatine monohydrate doesn't really dissolve super well. So like you can stir it up and then just chug it like that. But if it's like super grainy, then yeah, there's definitely not enough water.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, you should drink a lot of water. You should be hydrated.
Drink water in general.
Yeah, just
especially
all the time.
If you're working out. Not just if you're doing cardio. If you're lifting, all these things are dehydrating. They're drains on your body, and you should drink more water.
If your pee is yellow, more water.
If your pee is brown,
flush it down
with a little bit of red.
You got a problem.
Oh, that's good. That's how mine looks like
If you feel a burn on your head,
mine looks like a strawberry banana snow cone.
Did you see the picture of the guy, the boxer down in Mexico, that he did a piss test right after a match?
Oh hell!
And it was beet red.
Oh my god!
Because he got hit in the kidneys all that match. Yeah, it was bad. I was like, that guy's gonna die.
You just turned me off of boxing.
Okay, so another one is that creatine causes cramps. Muscle cramps.
Oh wait, another myth?
Yeah, another myth.
Oh, okay.
And I have no idea where this one came from because it's completely out of the blue and it's literally the opposite. There was a study done on NCAA football peoples.
Oh, sports ball.
Yeah, athletes. Those athletes.
Athletes.
Athletes?
Yeah. Athletes.
And
those golf players.
They discovered that creatine users had significantly less cramping, heat, illness, or dehydration. Muscle tightness, muscle strains. Muscle
strange. Ew.
Doctor Strange.
That's when you pick up a girl at the gym. It's muscle strange.
Alex, you going out there getting some muscle strange? Checking out the talent?
No, I'm not.
Hit that bro science. You just bro science us.
When I'm in the gym, I'm all about the gym. I'm not about the ladies because I'm married.
You about the gyms, the guys?
His wife.
No, I'm about what's my next set. That's all that's in my brain. I'm about them gains, son. And my next point about creatine is a lot of people today will say that you shouldn't take supplements at all because everything that you could need, you can get from food.
It's already in your body.
That's what you think?
Yeah.
Is that a bro science right there?
It's not my opinion. I mean, it's really a matter of personal preference, you know. But to me, okay, so some people do go overboard with supplementing. It's called supplementing because it's supposed to supplement
what's
like
already
what you
in your
eat.
body.
Yeah, what you eat. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like, I mean, certain things. If you're working out, most people don't want to be slower with it. I'm like, how do I say this? Like, no if you could push a button and it would say, would you rather get faster results or slightly slower results? I don't think anybody would ever hit the slower results button, you know? So supplements are just supposed to kind of like bridge the gaps of like what you're missing in your diet. So creatine, for example, yes, it's in meat, but you'd have to eat a ridiculous amount of meat. See, I think it's something like, actually, I pulled it up somewhere. Man, this was hard for me because I was looking at so many different sources and stuff because I didn't want to say anything.
You have to eat an entire water buffalo to get
That was lies.
all that creatine.
Water titty buffalo.
Yeah. Cretins. Creatine cretins. We should call water titty pushers creatine cretins because it sounds like these people are just fat and lazy, but they think taking supplements and creatine and not working out is going to be good for them. And then when they finally get back into the gym for their New Year's resolution 7 years later, the first person that they talk to that they see drinking a sports bottle of creatine, they tell them, hey, you probably shouldn't do that because it made me fat as shit.
Yep.
It gave me water titties.
Exactly. Or they didn't even try it ever. They just heard somebody who was buff say that. And so then they use it as common knowledge.
And that you know why that guy was buff who said it? Because after 23 years of sitting on his ass and being fat and having water titties and drinking creatine but not working out, finally got back to the gym, is super angry because he's a middle-aged man who his life is going nowhere and his kids hate him. And he just works on those machines and he's just benching and he's squatting all the time, so he's getting ripped because of how angry he is at the cards that life has dealt him. And he's also dumb. So everybody he meets, he's like, don't do that creatine shit because it made me so fat my wife left me. That's what's happening here. That is what's happening.
Justin, next time you talk about me right in front of my face, can you not do it on the podcast?
But your wife didn't leave you though.
I know none of that actually happened. I'm just trying to be cute. Okay, no.
Fat as shit. That's what you are.
So I found it. While naturally occurring in meat, so red meat, beef, tends to have 4 to 5 grams of creatine per kilogram, which is 2.2 pounds. So you would need to eat 10 pounds of meat per day if you wanted to get.
Oh my god!
If you wanted
to equal what creatine gives you.
Challenge accepted.
That's why it's called supplementing.
10 pounds. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
What am I, the Flash?
Of red meat per day.
And I bet you also these freaking morons who are taking creatine but not working out are also like, you know what? Let me try this 10-pound thing out a day. Let me see if I can actually do it. So they're eating 10 pounds of meat a day. It's probably fried up bacon and drinking creatine without actually working out.
Yeah, the real underlying issue is people who are just literal idiots. You know, it goes back to my, hey, it's okay to say that you don't know something.
Yeah.
Like, literally do your research, you know, and don't just take what one person tells you. You know, look for, you don't have to go and read every single study. What's the general consensus out there, you know?
I think the best indicator of that, too, is don't ever take advice from the guy or ask the guy for advice at the gym. The biggest guy that you see there that's grunting as hard as he can, like it's hard for him to get out of bed and he's got a slip disc or something, or the one who just leaves the weights lying around or who drops them really hard after he's done deadlifting.
All of them are assholes.
They're all assholes, and the only reason that they're so huge in the first place is because they have so much anger. They're not smart people. They don't know the keys and the tricks to getting bigger quickly. They just have anger issues and they're stupid, so they spend all their time there at the gym. So don't ask them for their advice because
don't listen to me either. Don't ask them. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research.
Yes.
Go out and try it. Try it for a little bit. Everybody's body is different. So
that's true. That's another big thing.
It might be great for me and it might not be so great for you, but you have to decide that for yourself. And also, don't just regurgitate what I'm saying to somebody else as if it's fact, because then you'll still be just as stupid as those other dudes that Justyn was just talking about. So
Alex, I want to lose like 30 pounds in like 2 weeks. How do I
inject creatine straight into your dick?
Just straight in there.
As hard as you can. I want you to inject it as hard as you can.
You need to go to Venezuela and get some of that ephedra and just take that and just lay in bed all day.
No, dude, just eat 10 pounds of meat a day.
Inject 10 pounds of meat into
yourself.
Into yourself. The meat will take the space of the fat, and then the fat will just go elsewhere. You'll poop it out.
No, just inject 6 abs of beef into you.
Oh, perfect. Oh, craft your own body, people.
And that's all I have to say about creatine, fellas.
Creatine cretins.
Creatine cretins.
Stupid idiots.
It's your boy, creatine cretin.
That makes me so mad because those are exactly the type of people that you're talking about. The ones that don't actually know what they're talking about, but they're so broed out and raged.
Mm-hmm. And they'll argue with you about it all day.
No, bro, check it out. Here's my photo from 7 years ago when I was fat as shit, when I looked just like you.
Yeah, look at me now,
bro.
Yeah,
but look at me now, bro. Look at me now. And he's just dropping the weights as hard as he can. And he's not wiping down the machines, but he's like real nasty and drenched in sweat. And he smells like a damp sock. Oh, it's awful.
They have an alarm for people like that at my gym.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
A lunk alarm. I call it.
A lunk alarm?
Mm-hmm.
So
if anybody is dropping weights or just making too much noise, something like that, it'll be like, woo!
Oh, good.
Yeah. Planet Fitness, everybody
shame them out of there.
Planet Fitness. Right now, 50 cents to sign up.
What? I might sign up.
Where do you fireproof, though?
Oh, what a good segue into yours, kind of.
They call me Segway Soto.
It's his middle name.
All right.
Segui.
I don't even know how to broach this.
Sigourney Weaver.
This subject.
If you could call it a subject, I guess.
Oh, it is a subject. It happened. It's the greatest atrocity that's ever happened.
Okay.
Ever.
So, fireproofing. Aaron, tell us how your interest has anything to do with fireproofing.
Did you know that 4 weeks before 9/11/2001?
Oh God, here we go.
And away we go.
There was fireproofing done on the specific floors that were hit on 9/11.
Just those floors?
Only those floors?
They were in the middle of working on it, but the ones that were completed first were the floors that were hit by the planes.
What's the name of those floors?
Those are, I'm going to pull it up here.
He's got the floor numbers.
Floor 13?
Floor 13.
He really is prepared.
Hey, is it? I heard this thing once where in some places they don't have a floor 13 because it's unlucky.
Yeah.
So it just goes 12, 14.
Yeah. Weird. It's like the number 4 in Japanese culture. It sounds like death. So there are a lot of companies that will skip from 3 to 5. Like OnePlus. OnePlus is a big phone manufacturer. They had the OnePlus 3 and then they had the OnePlus 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in World Trade Center 1, floors 92 through 100 were completed. Mm-hmm. And on World Trade Center 2, floors 77, 77 through 97 were completed. Just there were some little breaks in there.
And those were the 2 that were hit.
Yes. And the planes exactly hit right where it was done. So were
they being completed the day that on 9/11? Were they still being finished up on 9/11?
They would go in there at night, and they would also have the floors closed off during that time.
Okay. By fireproofing, were they setting up controlled demolitions?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just. I'm just gonna go ahead and play that real quick.
Let me show you something real quick here.
And you know what? Your job today is to get me to move over from certified idiot to kind of an idiot to not an idiot.
Okay.
Let's see if you can make a 9/11 truther out of me.
This is a photo of an actual steel beam from that floor. Okay.
Is there jet fuel on it?
No, there's no jet fuel, and that's the problem. Tell me why. Why this steel beam is sheared like that.
Maybe because a plane hit it.
That steel beam was clearly filed down
by a plane
by George W. Bush
with a
I'm
file.
Get into that too.
Oh my God!
Okay.
They brought it into the building inside of a birthday cake.
There were trace amounts of what they call thermite found at the scene. Okay.
Do you know what creatine?
Do you know what thermite is?
Yeah, it's creatine.
Yeah.
So it makes you shit.
It gives you explosive shits, right?
Yeah. So thermite is basically an aluminum oxide explosive.
Okay.
And what it does is it's basically super heated. So
they found thermite at the scene.
At the scene.
All right.
Okay. Did you know that the fire burned at 9/11 at the ground zero for 12 weeks because there was molten steel in the basement of the World Trade Center?
Really?
Yes.
Did they put water on it?
They drenched it, but it kept on burning because of the thermite melted the steel.
Thermite confirmed.
I don't know enough about thermite to dispute that, but okay.
I don't know enough about any of this to dispute anything.
I was alive.
Jet fuel burns at between 800 to 1500 degrees.
Okay.
Steel melts. Hey.
I'm glad we have that drop.
Steel melts at 2700 degrees Fahrenheit.
But isn't jet fuel like an accelerant when it comes to...
As soon as it's burned, it's gone.
Jet fuel?
Yes. As soon as it's gone.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you one of these. Okay, getting closer. Closer. That's a good sign.
So people said like that it was because of the fires is what brought down the buildings, okay? Because it was weakened, the steel was weakened, so it was just like basically it was going to fall anyway. There was a building in April 3rd, 2012. It's the tallest luxury building in Siena. It burned for 29 hours and did not fall.
Did a plane smash into it?
Plane did not smash into it.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
But it burned.
Possible impact?
It burned basically to the frame. I didn't fall.
Okay, so my instant rebuttal to that is if a plane didn't smash into it, then it's probably not a good side-by-side comparison because I feel like the impact from a gigantic metal flying object going, 2,000 miles an hour? I don't know how fast planes go. Really fast, slamming into a very, very, very tall building close to the top. I feel like it's almost as if, you kind of throw an object into a pile of Jenga pieces. You know what I mean?
During the construction of the World Trade Center, they did structural engineers come in to make it resistant against plane impacts. Because what happened back in the day with the Empire State Building where it got hit by the smaller plane.
Okay.
So they had it built to withstand a impact from a 707 because that was the largest plane at the time.
Okay.
Okay. The planes that hit the World Trade Center were 747s. Now, it's actually...
what's the difference?
It's actually just slightly bigger. But it's actually lighter than a 707.
Damn it. I think he's converting me. Okay, keep going.
It could have had more velocity.
Oh yeah, did planes go that fast back in the day? Also, when
this cruising speed of a 707, which is what they tested it for, is 607 miles an hour.
Doesn't even break the sound barrier.
But what's the crashing speed?
The cruising speed of a 767 is 530 miles an hour.
Oh shit. Okay, is it possible that the terrorists made it go faster because imminent, they were trying to...
because they're all hyped up on halals.
Where's my racism?
Okay, did you know, speaking of the terrorists too, did you know that they actually found one of the terrorist passports 3 blocks down the street from the World Trade Center, unscathed?
Yeah, because he threw it out the window as he was about to crash.
Yeah, roll it down, chunk it out like the cops are after you.
Yeah? Just saying. Okay.
That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm going to go right back to... I'm sorry. That passport argument, it threw me back over the edge. Okay, so I'm still not a believer, but...
So how many buildings fell on 9/11?
It was the 2 twin towers, but the Pentagon was also hit, right?
Yes, it was.
But I don't know. I don't think it fell, did it?
No, it didn't fall.
Okay.
But I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about how many buildings in New York fell?
Ooh, I don't know that.
I don't know anything.
There were 3 buildings that fell on 9/11.
3.
World Trade Center 1, World Trade Center 2, and World Trade Center Building 7.
You're trying to tell me that they were triplets?
There were 3 buildings that fell.
Hold on a second. Is this an Area 51 thing?
Maybe.
Is World Trade Center 7 supposed to be World Trade Center 7, or is it?
No. There's actually multiple World Trade Center buildings in that complex.
Oh, okay.
But there's 1 and 2 were the main.
Well, how did that one fall then? How come we didn't hear about that?
It also fell because of fires in the basement.
Okay. So if there were other ones, there have to be at least 7, right? If it's World Trade Center 7, there have to be at least 7.
Yeah. Why would the terrorists skip 3, 4, 5, and 6?
How come the other ones didn't fall?
Because here's where it gets interesting.
He's good. He's brought his shit.
You know what was also in World Trade Center 7? The documents that were incriminating towards the mayor at the time.
Oh God!
The mayor's actual emergency center. So he was supposed to be there too. Well, this is all going down, but he wasn't.
Damn it. Okay.
But so this conspiracy permeates all the branches of government then?
Oh yeah.
Including
this whole thing,
including the mayor,
the municipal level.
This whole thing was municipal. The whole thing. Actually,
that seems like a bit of a stretch to me.
American businessman Larry Silverstein, in June of 2001.
I love that band.
I was gonna say that.
In June of 2001, signed a 99-year lease on the World Trade Center complex, specifically putting in the insurance claim against terrorist attacks.
Okay. Did he inherit the building beforehand? Did he buy the building?
He bought the buildings like way before.
Way before.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Were there any sort of insurance policies that were?
Oh yeah, he had insurance policies beforehand.
Well, you move closer. Okay.
So after,
but if you buy a giant building in New York City. I feel like that's one of the things you got to check off your list.
Right?
But he specifically put in there terrorist attacks, and he raised the premium on it as well.
Yeah, you're not going to not have terrorist attack protection.
So
a volcano is coming. I can sell you volcano insurance.
After 9/11, whenever all the dust settled, not to be insincere. Okay, I also want to say this is not to be insincere to all the people that died that day. Okay?
Yeah.
I am here to wake up the sheeple, okay? Because I'm only kind of an idiot right now. But after all the dust settled on 9/11, Larry Silverstein was awarded $4.55 billion.
Okay, so
$1 billion.
Did you get this from Loose Change?
No. I started thinking about this like a few years after. So I was like fucking like 12 years old. I was like, something doesn't add up.
Something's up.
I actually read a book called New Pearl Harbor before I even watched Loose Change, and then somebody brought me on to Loose Change, and I watched it there. Basically, everything that was in New Pearl Harbor is in there.
Well, the premise of Loose Change is to follow the money trail.
Yeah,
and they're saying the premise for that is that what happened on 9/11 was some sort of insurance scam, something to make rich people more money. That's the premise of. I'm not saying I support that, but that's the premise of Loose Change, the documentary.
I don't gotta dance. I make money moves.
Well, also the other reason for 9/11 was to give America a reason to go to war.
Okay, now you're saying that as if that is true blue truth. Ooh.
Yeah, why else would we have gone to war with terror?
My meter is starting to move back the other way. Why don't you go ahead and keep swaying me?
Keep telling you some facts here?
Keep swaying me because it's about to go back to certified idiot.
Okay, let's talk about the Pentagon.
Let's talk about the Pentagon.
The most watched building in the world. Okay? Most surveyed building. Multiple cameras all around.
Well, you're telling me that eye got eyes on it?
Huh? Yeah, it's got eyes all over it. And the only shot of the plane hitting the side of it is a shitty security camera from a gate that they had to open, a security gate they had to open, and it was 8 frames with 3 frames missing, and those 3 frames were of the actual plane hitting the building. This is the only shot we have.
That does seem a little suspect.
Okay, why would they not show the plane hitting the building? What is this? I can't see.
There was no plane.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What could that mean?
Keep me interested.
Or is it because it was actually taken on someone's Motorola Razr and
it looks like a Razr video.
Okay, so this was the impact hole. Sorry, you didn't see the picture there, Alex, but that's the only frame that we have of the actual plane hitting.
Yeah, it looks like Motorola Razr footage.
Yeah.
So this is the impact hole 3 rings in to the Pentagon. That's what's left over.
Okay. That's a very small impact hole.
Okay, now I happen to be an expert on impact holes.
Damn it.
And that looks suspect as F.
Okay. Look at this as well. I know these are all terrible pictures, but I mean,
nice going 2001.
This hold on, I can't find
Wait. That's the actual conspiracy. We couldn't get good photos from 2001.
That's a good conspiracy. Actually, I'd give you a not an idiot on that one.
You can kind of see what the actual impact looked like there. All that's happened was like a small section of the building fell down.
Okay. So that's what actually happened?
That's what actually happened. That's what it looked like.
Oh, there's your problem, Aaron. It says 911truth.org. That's where you got this photo from.
Okay, so the question is, where are the wings? Where are the impact from the wings?
Damn it.
Kind of.
Okay.
You're getting me closer. You're getting me closer.
Again, as a impact expert, I can honestly say that does not look like a deep impact.
Actually, I'm going to say
there should be wing holes.
For that, I'm going to say
not.
Okay, so where are the wing impacts?
Yeah, where's the outline of a coyote's body?
It wasn't a plane. Okay.
What was it? Thermite?
No, it wasn't. Okay, so
throw the thermite at it.
The radar, whenever that showed the plane coming in, okay, the pilot could not even pilot a single engine Cessna. Okay, I'll bring that up right now too. So apparently, this guy.
You mean the terrorist pirate?
The terrorist pilot.
Oh, I said pirate.
Sky
pirate.
The terrorist, he took the plane from 3,000 feet and did a corkscrew 360-degree downward level with the ground, and then smashed into the building.
That sounds like something that an inexperienced pilot would do, though.
He didn't touch the ground. He was able to skim in just above the ground and smash into the building.
That is kind of suspect.
Okay.
There was no wreckage of the plane.
Of the Pentagon plane?
Of the Pentagon plane. There was only small little pieces.
I could have sworn I've seen photos of that.
Small little piece. Oh, this photo of a little piece that's sticking outside of the building?
Yeah, that was the exact photo I saw.
Because the thermite burned it up.
There was no thermite found at the Pentagon.
Oh yeah, but you forgot that. Nuh-uh.
Okay, so
you forgot that.
Also, that particular side that the Pentagon was hit on.
Okay,
that was the next scheduled to be blast proof.
That Oh, it was okay.
It was scheduled to be
fireproofed,
to be reinforced.
Now, hold on a second. Got some breaking news from Snopes.com all the way back in 2001.
Yeah,
when this conspiracy theory came out. The claim is that the damage to the Pentagon on September 11th was caused by something other than a hijacked Boeing 757 being crashed into the site. False. The rating is false. This is Snopes. Now,
well, Snopes. I mean, if it's on the internet, it means it's true.
Shit. That's a good. John Snopes himself says.
John Snopes.
You know nothing, John Snopes.
Actually, I'm not going to read this because it looks like it's a few pages. But I see your photo there. I also let's see. There's specific questions. You'll remember that the aircraft only hit the ground floor of the Pentagon's first ring. Can you find debris of a Boeing 757-200 in this photograph? And that's the photo you're showing me. It says
even this. You can look at this here. Where's wreckage of a plane?
Maybe the wings are detachable.
Okay,
it says you'll recall.
maybe it's mixed in with the building wreckage.
Yeah, that's a lot of debris right there.
Okay, not even wreckage. Let's talk about luggage.
So these were commercial.
These had people
where's
on
the panties?
Yeah, where's all the flying panties?
Yeah.
You trying to raid them panties?
No, hold on, real quick. About that, the first photo you showed me, it says, you'll recall from the discussions above that the hijacked airliner did not only hit the ground floor of the Pentagon's first ring, it struck the Pentagon between the first and second floors and blasted all the way through the third ring, which is the photo you just showed me. Because the plane disappeared into the building's interior after penetrating the outer ring, it was not visible in photographs taken from outside the Pentagon. Makes sense to me that the plane...
That does seem like a possible explanation.
Penetrated the building so you couldn't actually see it. Moreover, since the airliner was full of jet fuel, it melts steel beams, and was flown into thick reinforced concrete walls at high speed, exploding in a fireball, any pieces of wreckage large enough to be identifiable in after-the-fact photos taken from a few hundred feet away burned up in the intense fire and followed the crash, just as the planes flown into the World Trade Center towers burned up, and the intensity of their jet fuel fires caused both towers to collapse.
Wait, so you're telling me those chonies weren't fireproof?
Those chonies were not fireproof. They probably got them from Walmart.
Well, hail.
Should I go back to kind of an idiot? Because you had me at not an idiot for a little bit. I don't know. It sounds like the jet fuel, in fact, did melt those steel beams and melted the planes.
Where are the wing impacts though, Justyn? Because the wing impact should extend out past to the actual impact.
But maybe not.
Let me go and use my earballs for this.
I'm not a physicist, but maybe wings are too weak to leave a wing hole.
Maybe they're detachable. Maybe. I don't have anything. I have no rebuttals for this.
Maybe. Let me see.
I'm gonna go ahead and stay exactly where I am.
Not an idiot or kind of an idiot?
I'm gonna keep it at not an idiot for now because I
also have to talk about Pennsylvania.
Is it possible that the length of the wings was the length of this hole?
The wingspan of a 757 is 580 feet.
How many feet is this?
I'll give you that.
Not that big.
Those windows do look like normal office size windows. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But
I'll show you another picture.
Hold
on.
The hole though.
Yeah,
because maybe where the wings hit, the whole thing just fell down, so that's why there's not.
It looked like where it's wrecked is the entire body itself of the plane, but the wings spread out way further.
Okay.
I didn't show Justin that picture.
Now, Aaron, I have one more soundbite on here that is a slam dunk for you. You'll hear it if you've convinced me.
Okay. Look at that one right there.
Yeah, that's massive.
Yes.
Where are the wings at?
Where's the engines? Because if the wings would break off, where are the engines at?
Oh, the turbines,
inside.
You mean?
Yeah. If the wings were to break off, if the fuselage was the one that went straight through the building and the wings broke off, where are the wings in all the pictures? Where is the
So my Snopes instinct tells me that they burned up in the jet fuel.
Okay.
But, the engines are made of paper.
Duh. But other than that,
this is what real planes look like whenever they crash and they burn. That's what they really look like. That's what happens.
Yeah, but did that plane crash into a building?
No, the plane looks like it has a water bottle next to it.
Fake news. I think the impact of a plane slamming into what is essentially an immovable object that creates a circumstance that we can't see in photos like that. That plane looks like it crashed out of the air, skid on the ground or whatever. But these planes were smashed
boom, boom, boom.
full force into buildings. So beat that. Debunk that for me.
The crash into buildings?
Yeah. I think that's why it's easier for parts of those planes to incinerate, because they're being confronted by an immovable object and they are slamming into those at full speed. Now, I don't know how planes work. I don't know if you can just step on the gas and make them go faster. But if I were a tourist, I think, they're going to want to go as fast as they possibly
Judging
can.
by movies, I'm pretty sure you just put your hand on the little slider thing and you just...
He probably put his tourist hand on that slider thing and just gunned it. So, Aaron, I don't know, man. I might have to move you back to... Okay, you're making some sense, but I think those wings burned up in the jet fuel, just like the steel beams.
I must say that I'm very gray area when it comes to this whole entire subject, because I know that there's a lot of stuff like this that sounds pretty fishy. There's also a lot of experts that argue either way, but it seems like both sides tend to be really emotional when they talk about it.
Sure.
And it's kind of weird that both sides kind of have things to say, and both sides also say that the stuff that the other people are saying is wrong.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, I really expected you to come on, and we were all just kind of joke around about it, but some of the stuff you're saying, I'm like...
It's questionable.
Okay, well, where are the wings?
Okay. Have you ever actually seen the Pennsylvania crash?
I didn't know there was a Pennsylvania crash.
Flight 93, the one that they made the movies about and everything. The ones that they supposedly... I'm not gonna... Oh, I feel bad for saying this one. But that they supposedly took the plane down. Okay?
Took it down.
They broke into... The passengers broke into the cockpit, and they took the plane down because apparently it was either going to go to the Capitol or it was going to go to the White House. That was where it was. They think it was going to go.
Oh, so the Good Samaritan passengers.
Yes.
So it wouldn't.
So they crashed it. Okay. But this is the impact hole from a 757 plane. Where's the plane, Justyn?
Okay.
It's the hole.
Then
That's the hole.
Let me look up.
See the plane right there.
Plane crash.
You don't see that mound of dirt? That's obviously a plane.
Ground debris.
Yeah. It looks like the outline of a plane.
Come on, Google. Don't fail me now. Oh, wait a minute. Would you look at that? This photo that I'm looking at looks exactly like what you have shown me. It looks like the plane itself was completely incinerated. That looks like... Okay, well, there's some wings right there. Shit. Okay.
It's a 777.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you one of those.
Okay. From that hole, you know what they found in that hole? They found the personal effects of one of the flight attendants, which included her wallet, which had money inside of it, which was perfectly fine.
Yeah, but it's really hard to burn money.
They found her identification card for her flight, for being a flight attendant.
Probably laminated.
As you know, you can't burn laminates.
Okay. They found all that in there. But in that photo, did you see any luggage? Did you see any bodies? Did you see...
Again, I'm under the impression...
I saw what looked like dirty chonies mixed in, yes.
I'm under the impression that they probably... As much as I hate to say it, everything was probably incinerated from the...
They were able to find 800 pounds of human remains left over. Apparently.
Are you serious?
Apparently.
Okay, was that crash site cleaned up before these photos were taken?
I just want to know who was the asshole who was
were the first.
Hey, let's weigh all these remains.
These were the first responders photos. First responding photos
on their Motorola Razors.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one.
It definitely raises an eyebrow.
Give me your slam dunk.
Slam dunk?
Let's hear.
Oh, this is what I was waiting for.
I was waiting for this.
Do y'all know where George Bush was on the morning of 9/11?
Was he golfing?
My house.
Nope.
He's just hanging out.
He was in Florida in a classroom.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Shit, why did I say that? He was reading to kids.
He's reading to kids. And the famous video of his Secret Service agent coming in to talk to him, whispers in his ear, supposedly, we are under attack. The Second World Trade Center has been hit.
And then
he continues to stay there until midday. And he gives a speech from the school reading, saying, we are under attack. We don't know who is doing this, but we will get them, basically. He stayed there.
Maybe he's just really
schedule
composed.
Was public. The president's schedule is always published the day before.
Of course. George W. Bush is not a smart man.
No, he's not.
No, at all.
I'm not talking about George W. Bush. I'm talking about his Secret Service people. The Secret Service their only job is to keep the president alive. That's their only job. So if there are planes hitting buildings and the country is under attack and they leave him there, they will yank him away.
Oh, you're saying that they left?
No, they stayed there.
He didn't go into a bunker somewhere.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, planes were still flying around because we didn't clear the skies until 4 o'clock that next day.
We didn't know that it was only New York that was under attack.
Yeah, there were other planes that were unaccounted for at the time.
Well, seems to me like they did a good job because he's still alive.
Because
Bravo Secret Service. Oh, dang it! I mean,
spooky.
I was at a Rangers game one time. Okay, and George W. Bush was there.
Oh, hey.
Okay,
did you hang out with him?
He was hanging out there with Nolan Ryan or whatever. And this is it was the craziest thing. A ball went over the net. Okay, it was coming towards them,
and he caught it.
There were nobody around him. You probably saw one Secret Service guy standing there around him, but 8 men came out of nowhere and covered him.
That's awesome.
Him. And he was left there at a school with a couple agents during a terrorist attack.
Okay.
Not an idiot.
This guy.
Maybe. I'm still gonna sit on the side of we don't know.
Yeah.
You know. That does seem really questionable. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I think it's questionable.
Sorry. Okay. I also just think that we don't know what their game plan could have been. You know what I mean? I'm sure.
So if it were just Bush himself, I could totally see that happening because he probably didn't know what the hell to do.
He was a patsy.
But when it comes to the Secret Service, why wasn't
Unless it was planned. Unless they knew, this is going to happen today.
But I feel like if that was the case and
people were called the people were called in the morning of 9/11, it's just random people, some of them important, some of them not. Got a random call in the morning saying, "Don't go to work today."
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
but that sounds anecdotal.
That, and I could see how something like this could slip to certain powerful people who could then let their friends know. You know,
also again, not saying that it didn't happen, but if they did plan it, and that was why they didn't yank him out because they knew
that he was safe.
That seems like a big hole in their planning. They orchestrated this whole thing with all these bells and whistles, and then they weren't oh, people are gonna raise an eyebrow if we don't.
The sleuths of the internet.
It's the people who look the most guilty, act the most guilty, or try the hardest to prove their innocence. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know if they had some kind of contingency plan or what they were thinking, but I feel like if they did orchestrate such a masterful, thing, that's kind of a glaring hole to hide your innocence.
Especially when it comes to the Secret Service. And to, I guess, the elite of the world.
There were also multiple war games going on at the time. One of them specifically being that a plane hit a large building.
War games, what's that?
Well, they always do these different things, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army in general. So they plot out these different things that could happen, and then they practice the response time.
Oh, okay, got just training regimen.
Exactly. So they just keep them on their toes, and so whenever they actually heard about the planes hitting the Trade Center, they were like, "Oh, this is just a part of the war game." and that's why there were no planes shot over to the to Manhattan, to New York, and all over there until they realized, oh no, this is real. This is actually happening.
That sounds like incompetence to me.
Or it could be. It could have been like an inside leak. You know. That the people utilized to their advantage. But I'm still just going to say that from what I've heard
we
so far,
we don't want this to be true, but
no, I just feel like it's my gut instinct is telling me that it's somewhere in the middle. You know, like I feel like
it could be true, but it also can't be true.
I think maybe that there was sketchy shit done that makes it seem like even more government involvement. What there was more than there actually was.
So it's almost like coincidental, sketchy shit.
Like some of it could have been coincidental, you know. So it's like I don't necessarily believe that the non-conspirators theorists are 100%, and that the conspiracy theorists, and this is just my gut reaction. You know, I feel like the actual truth, which we'll never know
until everybody's dead,
is probably a little mixture of all of it. But like I said, I know nothing of anything. I'm like Jon Snow, so take that with a grain of salt.
No, with a gram of salt. That's
Shit.
All the creatine.
All right, so
what other questions you got?
If this were the case, obviously the biggest question is why?
We needed a reason to go to war.
Why do we need a reason to go to war?
The title of the book that I read, The New Pearl Harbor, was it was a document written by a lot of powerful people in Washington, and it basically said to bring about a new era in America, to bring about war and a new world order, we must recreate a new Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
Something major, a major event must happen.
So what is this new world order? What does it consist of? What are they trying to work towards?
The United States controlling all the major powers throughout the world.
We essentially do already.
The United States
but
of
not
the world.
Enough.
Not enough. We're the number one GDP in the world. We have the number one military in the world.
We're not the best. Not until we're the best. Not until we control all the oil. Not until we control all of the.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole reason why we went over there, because we wanted to leave our people over there to control the flow of oil coming to us.
It's dark.
It is dark.
It's very
super dark. I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it. And I mean, did you know that also FEMA has a number on a price on a human life?
Yes, they do, because if we were to bomb a different country and there were civilian casualties, we actually pay them per the price of each human life.
Yeah. So as soon as you put a price on human life, that's whenever people could become indispensable.
You mean dispensable?
Dispensable. Yeah.
Okay.
I hate it.
Yeah,
and also
that's pretty okay.
My sign off thing is the moment that you start believing our government is when they win.
Yeah, but I mean the opposite could be said about the conspiracies. You know, I
Very
feel
true.
like you just can't believe anything just taking it off the cuff. You know, you have to question everything, whether it comes from your government or from some guy telling you conspiracies.
Stop questioning your government is when they win.
I think, questioning everything. We should always be doing that to a certain
question your people
to a certain degree, because then it becomes a slippery slope. And I think once it becomes a slippery slope, there usually is no coming back from that. And I feel like that's how we get conspiracy theories that involve the planet Earth being flat. I feel like this one trends more toward that than a sense of reality, but I don't know enough to disprove most of what you said. So based off of that, I'm going to say I don't know.
That's fine.
And it's okay to say that I don't know.
All right, I also want to bring up another World Trade Center 712.
And if it sounds like we're eating, that's because we are.
Yep. And a 2004 documentary on PBS called America Rebuilds, they interviewed Larry Silverstein, the owner of World Trade Center 1 and 2, and pretty much all of them as well.
Damn.
he says in an interview, I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure if they were able to contain the fire in World Trade Center 7. I said, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. Now, pull it is a term used in demolition, where they were going to go pull a building.
Like drop it, basically?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Did you know that World Trade Center 1, 2, and 7 fell at free fall speed? Buildings that just collapse don't do that.
What speed do they fall at?
They fall at a lower because they're having to...
Because they're having to hit different levels, I guess?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Okay, so you're saying that there was no resistance below each level? It just kind of...
Just fell on... It's exactly how... Did you... Okay, the video of World Trade Center 7 falling is... It falls in on itself.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Buildings that just don't fall into themselves. They fall away. They fall this way, that way.
I was about to just ruin my own argument because I was going to say, no, I've seen controlled demolitions that do, but shit.
Exactly. And also, there were on World Trade Center 1 and 2, there were, as it was coming down, you saw smoke plumes coming out, which is what happens in a controlled demolition from the explosives going off and pushing out the residual thing.
All right, I'm going to go and give you one of these. I think that's the nail in my coffin. I still don't believe it.
Yeah, you don't ever want to fully believe it. It's not even that
I don't want to believe it, but I don't believe it, but it's just too weird for it to be the case,
mm-hmm.
I think. And I think that's probably where I'm going to stay with that, unless I have a real smoking gun. But in this case, I think that was the closest
smoking building.
That was the closest thing to a smoking gun that I have. That was okay.
For me, it's annoying because I don't know either way, because even just the stuff like saying that it fell at free fall speed, it's like, did you have a little cop gun on it, checking how fast
radar,
it was falling? Like where'd you get that? And also, I don't actually know specifically, but I have heard that there's a conglomerate of architectural engineers that have come out against it and said, like, it is good.
It's a website called AE 9/11 Truth.
And then, so I've heard other people debate about this, and the conspiracy theorists, when it came down to like all the like, what about the people who are arguing that a lot of the stuff that you're saying as fact isn't even true? He said that they were in on it, basically.
And
that seems iffy to me. That seems kind of...
It seems like argument.
Yeah, that's like the government's always lying to you, and everyone who gives you anything other than what I'm telling you is also lying to you.
But it kind of also makes sense, if they went if they did like such a big thing, then they probably would also make a safety net of experts to lie in your behalf. But not saying that they did.
Yeah,
that's what bothers me about this whole thing.
It just seems too extensive, And granted, of course, even if these are the most powerful people in the world, that still seems too implausibly extensive to me.
The 9/11 Commission report, which came out in 2003, it was rushed, it was underfunded, and all of the testimony from people that mattered, George W. Bush, Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, Colin Powell, that were done in closed rooms, not under oath, and even the transcripts were
Excuse me, why were they not under oath? That's dumb. That's really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Aaron, I think you have made me not a conspiracy theorist.
No, but
it's
as much as I hate to say it, Loose Change probably is the best documentary for you to watch that does put all of the facts out there.
Yeah,
for you.
But I don't even know how far I could believe that, because the guy who made it just lived in his basement at the time. He's an armchair conspiracy theorist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough to disprove what you're saying, but a lot of it still seems too extensively implausible for me. But some of it that you're telling me is like, That is sketchy. That's fishy. Why is that the way that it is?
And I mean, I was 11 years old when it happened. I woke up that morning and my mother was like, "There's a fire at the World Trade Center." And I was like,
"What's that?"
I was like, "What's that?" And then I went to the kitchen and I saw on the TV, "Oh, those buildings. Okay, I've seen those buildings before." And then right as I was watching it, as on live TV, the second plane went in, and I was like, "Mom, what just happened?" And she didn't know how to answer it, and that scared the shit out of me because my parents should always have all the answers.
Sure.
And if they don't know, it changed everything. And like the fact that there we go. Okay, and the fact that nothing like this has happened since is everyone saying that, oh, it's our government doing their job. It's them keeping us safe. It's the TSA doing their job. No, it's because we let it happen.
Yeah, the 90s were a good time.
Yeah,
the 90s were a very peaceful time.
And a lot of people get upset with me whenever I bring this up, but in film, I know the Film World podcast, but I've always wanted to write an article or a whole essay about pre and post 9/11 film.
Yeah,
because you can notice a drastic difference.
Yeah,
because we're not filming on Motorola Razors anymore.
Because pre 9/11 film was all about the future, and it was happy, it was great, everything was bright. But after 9/11, everything's dystopian. Everything is low colors. Everything is the bad guys are coming this way.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll give you the credit for...
The proof is in the film.
I'll give you the credit for sussing this out and for...
I've been talking about
having
every September 11th, I get on my soapbox.
Having any semblance of cohesion to go along with it. So, here. Thought this was going to be an easy battle, but it definitely... I'm glad that we had you on for this specific subject today. So.
And I'll come on I got more, too.
Oh, I'm sure...
You want to talk about JFK? Got that.
Oh, hell yeah. Especially with the newly released documents.
You want to talk about Roswell? I got that. You want to talk about a very sensitive one, Sandy Hook? I got that.
Wow. Oof.
You want to talk about the most recent one? I got that too.
Oh my goodness. All right, people.
So there you have it, idiots. If you would like to have...
If you want him back on with more of these.
Aaron Little Homez back.
That's his name.
Shoot us. No, y'all are both...
Literally. Little Homez.
Y'all are both Homezes.
Yeah.
Shoot us an email. Shoot us a Google Voice if you'd like.
Mm-hmm. Comment on this video.
Yes.
Comment on the video. Give us some of these.
This guy's an asshole. He doesn't love America.
Hey, and he's very receptive to constructive criticism and destructive criticism. We make fun of him all the time on the Film World podcast.
And I
make fun of him all the time behind his back.
And if you're gonna go after the whole story, then don't just respond with America wouldn't do that. Because that's what everyone always says too. Whenever I start talking about this particular one, America wouldn't do that. And I just answer back, why not?
Okay. give him a reason to doubt his own crazy conspiracy beliefs. Give him some firsthand evidence or proof or logic to disprove what he's saying.
And again,
don't just say nuh-uh.
I'm not saying this from a place of hate and non-sincerity. People died that day, and it's horrible. But again, the moment you stop questioning your government is when they win.
Let's hear some rebuttals to that, people.
All right.
And there you have it.
Yeah. And what's the thread that binds all three of these together?
Holy hell. Okay. Okay.
Jet fuel doesn't split steel beams.
I'm going to say...
Don't believe anybody.
Ooh, about water titties?
About water titties, about thermite, about...
People telling you how to watch your Netflix.
About people telling you how to watch your streams.
Your streamies.
Yeah, you know what? Yes, because CBS and NBC are trying to tell me to stop watching Netflix and to start watching their shitty programs, their shitty streaming services. Do not believe anybody. Good one. That's a good one, man. I'll give you some robot faps for that. Good job.
Do your research.
Because there's a lot of it.
Don't believe anybody and do your research. We got 2 threads. We have red yarn pinned up on the wall connecting.
I go,
this.
Carol!
Yeah.
Carol!
There is no Carol in HR.
Don't believe
Pepe Sylvia.
Anybody.
Yeah, I don't think I can come up with a better one than
Especially Aaron.
Yeah, this is actually an intervention for your conspiracy theories. Everybody, come on out.
Don't take my books.
George W. Bush, come on out.
W.
What do you say? The tree don't fall far from the fruit, or whatever.
Why does everybody keep making fun of me?
Although he did dodge those shoes very smoothly.
I laugh.
Okie dokie. Yeah, we actually have some fancy stuff from last week.
Fancy
some emails.
Do we have voicemails? About this. We do. We have one voicemail.
All right, take it away.
You want to go with voicemail real quick?
Yeah, let's hear the voice email.
Let's go with voicemail. I was pleasantly surprised to have this one. It's a joy to listen to. And
did you already listen to it?
I already listened to it. Okay. Yeah, I listened to it as soon as it came in.
When did this come in?
Because I wasn't sure it would. It came in at 10:30.
Jesus.
I know somebody. So I think we mentioned before that we record on Sunday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Just get ready for this.
Sit back and relax.
Hey, this is Ben McCall. I just want to let you know I've been listening to your little radio show, and it's a bunch of liberal bullshit. Bunch of jibber jabber bullshit. I want to tell you right now, it's motherfuckers like you that are keeping Mr. Trump, our president, from making America great again. You want my guns, you come and take them, you son of a bitch.
And just like that, we got a Trump supporter calling in.
Those are your biggest fans, though, aren't they?
I think we're pretty popular with
that
y'all,
guy's
right?
gonna love this episode.
He's gonna, yeah.
I think he forgot that I'm pro-gun.
Yeah, I think he forgot that most people are probably pro-gun.
I'm strapped right now.
My dick.
So, Mr. Boone McCall, that's his name. His name is Boone McCall.
Boone McCall.
Mr. Boone McCall, you will not get any liberal tears from us.
Yeah.
Go to your safe place if you can't listen to our fucking podcast.
Go and eat your Papa John's while wearing your New Balance sneakers.
And your white supremacist hoodies.
I love how he said...
I'm happy he's angry because he's the kind of people that we aim to hate.
Mm-hmm. I love how he started off with, I've been listening to your little radio program.
Your little radio show.
His grandma goes, what is this program?
What is this program? So thanks for calling in, Mr. Boone McCall. Let's hear what you have to say about your Republican buddies possibly planning 9/11. I'm not saying that's what happened.
Oh, yeah. Boone McCall.
Patsy.
Give us your take on that.
Give us your take on if your God, your Lord and Savior, George W. Bush.
No, it's Donald Trump now.
Oh yeah, they switched quick.
Yeah.
So did Donald Trump when he was responsible for 9/11?
Oh yeah. A lot of conservatives actually believe that Obama had a lot to do with 9/11 too. So because they have to blame him for everything.
Well, of course.
So
yeah, and also
he doesn't look like me, so he's a terrorist.
He's a Muslim.
Breaking news: I found a document that said that Ronald Reagan, exactly 50 years before 9/11. I don't know. I can't keep going with this. It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
Also, the Bushes,
Keep it going.
the Bushes and the Bin Ladens are really close families too.
Yeah.
And
when they
Bin
hang
Laden's
out,
not dead either.
Republicans are the devils.
when they hang out, they call each other the Bush Ladens.
That's what they put the reservation at dinner at restaurants. Bush Laden, party of 15,
party of 38. All right, so we got some cool fan stuff that came in, right?
Oh, we got an email. Ooh.
Ooh, is that blood?
Okay, we have an email from one Danny Maza. He says, I'm just upset that make Harambe face wasn't mentioned.
Yeah.
Long live the king of the millennials, Milkman Danny.
So, yeah, I responded to him. I said, you're right. We totally skipped that one. Oh, well, though. That phase is as dead as Harambe himself.
Yeah, listen here, you little shit boy.
Harambe?
We're not just going to catch every single reference that comes our way, okay? What do you think this is, the reference show? This is the Idiot Sin reference show? We're just supposed to know all of your shitbag millennial references?
Calm down. It's okay.
God.
It's getting heated.
But
It's people like you, Bananiel.
But he's right.
Bananiel.
He's right. Harambe, like it or not, Harambe is essentially king of millennials. Harambe and handlebar mustaches.
We're supposed to never forget.
You're supposed to never forget, but I've already forgotten because the meme is dead. I probably, when I was skimming the article, left that out because I'm tired of hearing about Harambe and about his giant, muscular, veiny, throbbing arms grabbing that kid. And yeah, I think I was just trying to help kill the culture.
Yep.
Which I'm okay with. We also had
I'm on Team People.
We also had a review.
A review.
Yeah. Did you see that also? We had a review on iTunes.
Review?
We had an iTunes
review.
Yeah. So as of right now,
exciting.
On iTunes, we're up to 5 ratings.
Yeah, 5 whole ratings.
3 stars.
We have 2 3-star ratings. So whichever one of you dicks did it, you're an asshole. And we have 1 review. It says, "Good show, guys. Yours truly, Michael Scarn."
4
stars. He gave us 4 stars too.
Good show, guys. Not great though.
Yeah, if it was a good show, give us 5 stars next time, Michael Scarn. So yeah, we're moving up in the world. We're becoming the biggest podcast that there's ever been.
You know that that's what actually drove Alexander the Great. His father just kept on telling him, "It's pretty good, not great, pretty good."
I'm gonna go conquer all the 7 seas.
I think it's because he might have been gay.
Oh, lots of gays back then. Lots of gays.
It was cool to be gay then.
It was cool.
Still cool to be gay now. But
yeah, we're
he wanted some Egyptian strange.
We're reverting back to an age that was generally more acceptable and more conquery.
More acceptable and more conquering.
Well, good job.